Hello, this is Ned Wasniewski, and I'm a partner with Insight Experience. Over the past 15 years, I've worked with a variety of clients on the topic of executing strategy. These clients have spanned the globe and represented industries ranging from financial services to high-tech to telecommunications. Our clients have all faced a similar challenge. It's not enough to have a well-crafted strategy, but an organization also needs the capabilities, the skills, and the discipline to effectively execute their strategy. In this module, I'll be introducing the Strategy Execution Cycle, which is the primary and anchoring model for Insight Experience's Virtual Strategy Execution Program. Insight Experience's Strategy Execution Cycle is based on years and years of client work as well as our own research on the topic. This cycle, or model, identifies the many different skills, behaviors, and activities required to successfully execute strategy. In this model, I will provide a brief description and summary of each activity. In later modules, we will explore each element of the strategy execution cycle in greater detail. Before I introduce the cycle to you, let me share an important observation about it. The cycle implies that the activities within it occur chronologically. This being said, many companies will set their strategies and translate them during a specific time of year. However, the star within the cycle is designed to indicate that the different activities within the cycle can and should occur at any time during the year. Many, in fact, may take place concurrently depending on a company's market and organizational circumstances. With this background, let me walk you through the cycle. The strategy execution cycle begins with understanding the strategies that you support and contribute to. Without understanding broader company strategy, a leader can't be confident that he or she is working on the correct priorities and initiatives. Understanding strategy requires two things. First, a leader must be in tune with the markets in which his business participates. And secondly, a leader needs to understand both the vertical and horizontal strategies he or she supports. We will discuss the difference between vertical and horizontal strategies in a later module. Translate is the next element of the cycle. Here, a leader is translating the broader strategies he or she supports into aligned local goals and activities. It's important to note our definition of local goals. These are the goals that you and your team own and are accountable for. Translation requires the leader to focus on his or her organization's most important priorities. This requires discipline, as leaders and companies often identify and pursue more priorities than they have the capabilities or capacity to take on. A best practice during the translation process is to engage and align with company stakeholders in the development of your local goals and activities. Finally, translation involves identifying key success metrics for the priorities and initiatives you define during this process. This allows you to measure progress against your goals as well as hold others accountable to their commitments related to these goals. After the translation activity is completed, implementation or execution begins. It's here where a leader and his or her organization delivers against the priorities established during translation. Successful implementation requires a broad array of capabilities. Capabilities include the systems, processes, and the human capital required to execute strategy. A leader needs to assess, plan for, and develop the capabilities necessary to execute their strategy. Without the necessary capabilities on hand, a company faces an uphill battle in executing and achieving its strategy. Measurement is our next element of the strategy execution cycle. Measurement allows the leader to do two things. First, it enables the leader to measure progress towards the metrics identified during translation. Monitoring progress allows the leader to make adjustments and mid-course corrections as his or her team carries out their work. Measurement also allows the leader to hold his or her stakeholders accountable to the commitments they previously agreed to. Accountability, which we will explore later, is critical to successful strategy execution. Adapt is the last element of the cycle. It acknowledges the need for leaders to make adjustments to their plans as market and organizational conditions change. Needless to say, in today's world, markets and organizations are dynamic and ever-changing. The adapt element recognizes this. It's important for any leader to be vigilant about identifying and anticipating changes to their business and to make adjustments based on those changes. This should not be left to annual adjustments only, but should be done on an ongoing basis as conditions warrant. At the heart of the strategy execution cycle lies communication, which is reflected by the star at the center of the model. Each step in the cycle will be greatly improved by active communication and involving others in them. As we explore each element of the cycle in future modules, we will discuss the importance and role of communication in each one of them. Let me share a final word about executing strategy. While we believe the strategy execution cycle provides a useful blueprint for leaders, it does not guarantee success. Based on our experience in working with our clients, those companies that are great at executing strategy are disciplined, rigorous, and persistent in the application of the activities reflected in the model. That's it for now. We look forward to taking a deeper look at each of these activities in future sessions.